Hello, welcome to episode 24 in the Datapack tutorial series. This is going to be a part 2 to episode 21, the Villager Dialogue Experiment. We're just going to do a little bit of updating to make it easier for us to set it up. This will make no difference to the player. So we're going to start from where we left off. This is just my little reload for reloading the data packs, and this resets my current progress and the storage data. Let's pop over. Here we go. Let me just close these down. We don't need these at the moment. This is where we left off from episode 21, and let's do some fixes. First of all, let's open Noodle and let's open Bob there in the controllers, and we'll see that they're both increasing the chat progress. So Noodle's doing it there and Bob's doing it there, and they're both calling dialogue init, so we might as well just move that into dialogue init. There's no point in them both doing it. So let's take that out from there, and we'll take it out from there as well. And we'll pop over to dialogue init, and somewhere we will do, let's go back, let's put it here. Increase the player's progress, and let's just do it for one first. Scoreboard players add s npc Bob 1. So that's great. That's going to solve Bob's problem but not Noodle's, but that's okay because we're passing the name of the npc in a macro, so we can just, like we were using last time, we can just take that, copy, and we'll just replace Bob's name with the macro and say this line is using the data. Okay, because Noodle passes his name to NPC here, Noodle, and Bob does the same. So when it gets to dialogue init, we can just use the name. That's that done. Right. Here, where we're storing the correct command, we are resetting the buffer command success inside here. But I'm also going to copy that from there, the Noodle potato check, and I'm going to copy it here and just reset this anyway, just to make sure that is reset. Okay, so that's done. Now, when I display the message, where are we? Here, right at the bottom. Okay, here I'm only going to display the message if there wasn't success. So what do I want to do there? So I'm going to say execute unless data storage, my storage, and then buffer command success as. Okay, so now we're only going to display the message if there was no buffer command success, and now we need to do a looping function. Now the looping function is what makes it easier for us to set up, because we look at Bob. Actually, Bob's quite simple. When Bob's progress gets to 2, we will reset Bob's progress. So let's look at the storage data setup. When Bob's progress gets to 2, so we have 0, 1, and then it will be 2, and it will reset back to 0. So he's going to loop between these two messages. Now, Noodle's a little bit more complicated. If we look at Noodle, we'll see that he's got, if it's 5, then go to 3, if it's 7, then go to 6. Let's do Bob first. Storage data, at the end of here is second message. I'm just going to put loop to 0. So it's going to get to this message, it's going to say, oh, you've got a loop for me, where shall I go? I'll go to 0. 0 is the first in the list. So let's go to dialogue init, and we'll just say loop. We will execute unless data storage, my storage, let's just do Bob message 0 dot loop run return fail. So if there isn't a loop, we're going to exit the function. Now this is only set up for Bob and only Bob's first message. That's okay, because before we set it up, we were using NPC, bump, and our player progress was stored in there. And then we'll just say, use the macro data. Okay, so if in the current NPC's current message there is no loop function, just exit this function. Okay, but if there is, we'll keep going. And what we'll do is we'll execute, store a result as a score onto the player for their NPC progress Bob. What score will we store? We'll run data get from storage dialog, and we'll just say Bob 0.loop. Okay, and again, this is not a macro yet, this is only working for Bob, so let's do the same thing. Let's replace all Bob's names with the macro bit for the NPC name, and let's replace that 0 with a player progress, and let's say you are using macro data. Okay, so now we've got down here, because there is a loop component, and we're going to store the success onto the player's progress from that loop component. Okay, let's go and look at setup. So setup, we run this message, we run the command, we move on to the next message next time we click, we say how are you, we loop to 0, we set player progress to 0. So next time, hello, my name is Bob, we're going to run that again. Okay, let's test Bob. Let's make sure Bob is not, yeah, look, he's doing it himself. Bob, you don't need to do it yourself anymore. We're doing it for you. Right, fingers crossed, reload, update the information. So I'm just updating my score, and I'm running storage data setup again. Right, be good, Bob. He said the first message, and he tried to run his command. He said the second message, now he should loop again. He did loop. Cool. Okay. Noodle, let's do you. Back we go. So let's go to Noodles, NPC Noodle function. You don't need to do that yourself anymore. Let's go to storage. So he says, hello, my name's Noodle. Do you like potatoes? Please can you give me a potato? And then I wanted to loop between these two commands. So we have message 0, message 1, message 2, message 3. So when he gets to message 4, loop to 3. And he's going to be stuck in there until I give him a potato. When I give him a potato, he will do the potato check. And he will go down here and he'll set progress to 5. Okay, so he will set progress to this one. And then I click on him again and he'll play this one. And I want to just play that one forever after. So that is number 6, message number 6. Remember we start at 0, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So after that one, we will just do a loop to 6. That's much easier to set up. Cool, we just have to put loop there. Let's pop over. Let's do a reload. Let's do a reset. Noodle, are you going to be good? My name's Noodle. Do you like potatoes? Please can you give me a potato? Do you have the potato? Please can you give me one? Okay, so he's looping there. That seems all right. Let's give him one. He's jumped over to, oh wow, thank you. He's run his command. And now he's just doing, oh wow, thank you continuously. Why are you doing that? Okay, let's do a little quick check in our dialog init. Do I need to move the increasing score from there to after whether this command was successful? Save. Okay, let's give you the potato. There we go. Okay, I did a silly little mistake there. I needed this increase the player's progress to be after this no message of function success, because that returns a fail and nothing down here will run. So we didn't want to increase the score if the command was successful. Okay, last check. Let's reload, reset everything. Talk to Bob. Bob, my name's Bob. Yeah, he's a simple one. Noodle, my name's Noodle. Do you like potatoes? Please, can you give me a potato? Do you have a potato? Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay, Noodle, I'll give you one. There we go. Thank you. I've opened the door for you. Thank you again for my potato. Perfect. Noodle is now happy. Okay. Let's go back. So if you wanted to change the looping, now it's just super simple. If you could just go, okay, let's just put a loop here. Loop to message number 1. Well, if you could spell the word loop, it's super simple. So now he's going to say, my name's Noodle. Do you like potatoes? Can you give me a potato? Do you like potatoes? Can you give me a potato? And we're never going to be able to give him anything. There we go. Loop is put in. Lovely. Okay, this doesn't make any difference to the player, as I said, but I feel it makes it 100 times easier to set up when you want the messages to loop. Putting it into each individual NPC controller just seemed a bit useless, really, when we can do it in this much nicer way. Okay, there's a little update. Hopefully that all made sense. Modifying an old data pack is always a little bit harder. Anyway, if you've got any questions or anything, pop them in the description. If they're really complicated, you need your help with commands, better off going to the Discord that's linked in the description, to be honest. Anyway, take care, have a nice day, I'll see you soon. Goodbye from me, and Bob, and Noodle. Bye-bye. They're not looking at you, though.